Good morning. So the video summary assignment, June 24th, the five key takeaways from chapter number 4 would be as follows. The first one would be agency law, which is quoted as the law that applies to and explains the relationship between principal and the agent. Principal here is basically an agent's client or an organization that the agency is representing. Now, I chose this quote because I feel that this agency law is the foundation of this chapter. Number one rule to excel in sports industry for agents is to abide by the rules and regulations, and agency law makes sure that agents do it. The law defines the rights and responsibilities between the clients and the agents that the sport agent has to abide by and ensure that he or she does not cross it. And if done, there might be consequences, and the agent may not be able to represent any clients or any other sport organization. Excuse me. The second takeaway would be it's not a term actually. I just want to point out some really important responsibilities, roles and responsibilities that the sport agents need to take into consideration if they have a client. So the first one would be obviously negotiating employment contracts. This is basically an agent dealing with different teams. If he's representing an athlete, for instance, he will directly uh, he will directly interact with the teams, whoever it might be, the head coach, the owner who handles the transfer negotiations for the players, and he will try and do his best to get the best offer for his own client to make sure he has a successful career. Another one would be representing an organization or client in negotiation with sponsorships, advertisers, and media outlets. So this is a really key, important aspect of an agent's career as well. If he wants to excel, he needs to get good endorsement deals, sponsorships, advertisements for his agents, for his clients. I'm sorry, so that he can create a brand image for himself, and this way the agent can get more royalty from whatever he brings into the table. The third one and the last one would be managing the relationship outside with the outside entities, including community organizations like YMCA, for instance, facility boards, and charitable foundations like Jug Life Waters that the Golden State Warrior take initiative for. So this is basically where the agent increases the brand awareness and social awareness about the athlete, and he needs to ensure that the athlete is doing good, not just on the field but off the field as well. Hence, they try to get them connected with various foundations, charitable events, etc. The third term would be ratification. It is quoted as a principal's affirmation on an agent's actions, even though the agent lacked authority to act on behalf of the principal at the time of those actions. Now, the reason why I chose this is because it was interesting that it existed this way, so that athletes can protect themselves from any fraudulent activity or getting conned by any sport agent, which has been done in the past. Now, I wasn't aware about this rule, to be honest. And now it makes complete sense after I went through this. As despite being an agent, they need to have the consent from an athlete before taking any kind of actions. As these days, sport agents have access to really crucial information of an athlete's personal life. Fourth one would be fiduciary duty, any duty to act for the benefit of someone else without subordinating one's own personal interests. Now, this is another perspective where the sport law, tries to not defend, but gives the agents some kind of a certainty from the athletes. And I found this interesting as well because it favors the agents. Now, the fiduciary duty is implemented to make sure athletes follow and comply with the beneficial things that the agents do for the benefit. Here, the sport agent needs to make sure that he thinks the best interest for the athlete as they need to, obviously, and make sure they give the athletes the maximum benefits from a given situation. Now, this is where if an agent excuse me, this is where if an agent tells his athlete to take part in a certain charity event or take part in a gala or something, he needs to do it. It's for the betterment of the athlete, and I, I, I'm, I'm pretty sure that athletes compile to these things as it's for their own sake of goods. Now, the last but not the least, Uniform Athlete Agents Act. Now, this was enacted by National Conference of Commissioners on Uniform State Laws, and the main purpose is to provide uniformity in registration and certification of athletes, agents among the states. Now, this is this is unique as it enables the agents to not participate in unfair play. This law basically prevents sports agents from participating in unfair play. The law makes sure that agents don't take advantage of the student athletes when they're playing in collegiate level, as there have been many cases where agents have made sure that they secure the student athlete before even the draft has come, in order to in order to for the good of their own, as they usually target number one, number two, number three draft picks, give them good incentives, under the table money, etc., bribing and all sorts of things, and which is actually illegal in even today, and hence this law ensures that this is not enacted.